If you think the medical system is designed to make you healthy, you're in for a shock. Before we get into my peptide starter stack strategy, I want to set the stage by talking about the system we've all been trained to trust. The truth is, our medical model today is built around regulation and chronic management, not restoration, repair, or long-term health span. The FDA approves molecules that can be patented and monetized, not the ones that are naturally occurring in the human body and difficult to profit from. That's why peptides, some of the most powerful biological tools we have, rarely get the attention they deserve. This isn't about conspiracy. It's simply how the system is structured. No patent, no profit. If no profit, no incentive. If no incentive, no solutions that actually restore metabolic health. And that is exactly why most people are stuck in a system that manages their decline instead of improving their biology. So does the system treat symptoms or try to restore normal function? What we have today isn't a healthcare system. It's a symptom care system. It's designed to extend the timeline of disease, not remove the causes of it. Being tied to multiple prescriptions, devices, and appointments isn't longevity. It's managed decline. Real longevity isn't about living longer while feeling worse. It's about protecting your health span, your ability to move, think, function, and feel like yourself for decades longer than the average person. And that requires understanding the three deeper biological failures that sit beneath nearly every chronic disease. There is three fundamental failures, all major killers: heart disease, cancer, stroke, neurodegeneration, trace back to the same underlying breakdowns. 1. Systemic inflammation. 2. Insulin resistance. 3. ATP shortage, mitochondrial dysfunction. If you take control of these three, you change the trajectory of your health. 1. Systemic inflammation. This isn't a sprained ankle. This is a persistent low-level fire throughout the body. Inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-6 damage the lining of blood vessels, confuse immune signaling, and push the entire system into a heightened state of stress. When this alarm stays on too long, the body begins attacking its own tissues. Over time, this contributes to cardiovascular disease, cancer risk, autoimmune issues, degenerative brain conditions, and more. Inflammation is the match that lights the metabolic fuse. 2. Insulin resistance. Insulin is the key that lets glucose into your cells, but with constant exposure to sugar, processed carbs, and stress, your cells stop responding. They essentially change the locks. Your pancreas tries to compensate by producing more insulin. High insulin levels force the body to store more fat, raise blood pressure, damage the arteries, accelerate aging, and fuel cancer growth. Insulin resistance is a silent disruptor that affects nearly every organ system. 3. ATP shortage. ATP is the energy currency that powers everything your cells do. When mitochondria weaken, whether from inflammation, toxins, stress, or aging, you become energy bankrupt. Your cells can't repair, detoxify, or protect themselves. This contributes to fatigue, neurodegeneration, metabolic slowdown, inflammation, and eventually major disease. You are only as young as your mitochondrial function. How these three failures feed the top killers. These problems don't operate in isolation. They amplify each other. Inflammation worsens insulin resistance. Insulin resistance weakens mitochondria. Weak mitochondria create more inflammation. That loop drives heart disease through vascular inflammation and metabolic stress, cancer by impairing immune surveillance and promoting growth signals, respiratory disease through impaired tissue repair, strokes by destabilizing blood vessels, Alzheimer's through energy starvation in the brain. If you want to dramatically change your health trajectory, these are the three systems you must support.
Quick pause. If you check the description, you won't see affiliate links, promo codes, or anything I'm trying to sell you. I'm doing this because I genuinely believe people deserve better information about peptides, metabolic health, and longevity. If this content brings you value or helps you think differently about your health, please take a second to subscribe, like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, or drop a comment below. It really helps the channel grow. and it lets me keep making more of this content for you. Thank you.
This brings me to the 4 tools I consider foundational for metabolic support and mitochondrial health. They each address a different part of the problem. 1. Retatrutide, or just Reta. Metabolic Reset Reta isn't just GLP-1 for weight loss. It activates GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon receptors simultaneously. This supports restored insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation, improved metabolic flexibility, better energy use, and sustainable fat loss. It helps correct the metabolic dysfunction that underlies diabetes, heart disease, cognitive decline, and more. For more details on Reta, in video 2 of this series, we took a deep dive into Reta titled Retatrutide Science Breakdown. 2. MOTS-C, mitochondrial biogenesis. MOTS-C is coded in your mitochondrial DNA. It mimics the effects of exercise and caloric restriction, 2 of the strongest known triggers for mitochondrial growth. MOTS-C helps your cells produce new, more efficient mitochondria, improves glucose uptake, reduces oxidative stress, and supports overall metabolic stability. It's essentially a mitochondrial software update. For more details on MOTS-C, in video 3 of this series, we took a deep dive into MOTS-C titled MOTS-C Peptide Breakdown. 3. Methylene blue, redox support. Methylene blue was originally a textile dye in the 1800s, later adopted as medicine, the first fully synthetic drug ever used in humans. Today, we know it acts as a redox shuttle, bypassing blockages in the electron transport chain and improving mitochondrial ATP output. Think of it as a fast lane for electrons, reducing oxidative stress while boosting energy production. And yes, it can temporarily tint your pee, tongue, or tissues blue, completely harmless. In the near future, we will be doing a video dedicated to just methylene blue. 4. SLUPP332, the exercise mimetic switch. SLUPP332 activates estrogen-related receptor alpha, the ERA, a master regulator of metabolic efficiency. This turns on gene programs normally triggered by endurance training. Increased mitochondrial density, better fat oxidation, improved energy efficiency, heightened endurance, leaner body composition. It's like flipping your metabolism into trained athlete mode even before you hit the gym. Again, in the near future, we will be doing a deep dive into SLU as well. Let's go over the core strategy. Here's the recap. Now let's talk about what this starter stack actually does on a theoretical level, because this isn't random supplementation. This is a coordinated strategy aimed directly at the same 3 biological failures that drive almost every major modern disease: chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and mitochondrial collapse. When you combine both peptides, Reta and MOTS-C, along with methylene blue and SLUPP332, you're not taking more stuff. You're shifting the internal chemistry that pushes people toward decline. Retatrutide helps restore metabolic order, reducing inflammatory noise and improving how your body handles fuel. MOTS-C pushes cells to build new, efficient mitochondria instead of depending on the damaged, low-output ones that drag your system down. Methylene blue supports cleaner ATP production by bypassing bottlenecks in the electron transport chain. And SLUPP332 activates endurance-based gene programs, supporting greater mitochondrial capacity, better fat oxidation, and a metabolically efficient, always-on state. Individually, each of these components hits a different angle, but together, they help create the kind of internal environment that is the opposite of the terrain where heart disease, metabolic dysfunction, neurodegeneration, and cellular breakdown thrive. When you target inflammation, insulin sensitivity, and mitochondrial output at the same time, you shift your biology from decline to resilience. But here's the truth: none of this replaces the fundamentals. These tools amplify your lifestyle, but they don't replace it. If you want the best results, the chemistry must match the behavior. That means Follow a protein forward, animal based diet to give your body the raw materials to repair and grow. Hit 10,000 fast paced steps every day to keep your metabolic engine active. Do resistance training to protect muscle and drive new protein synthesis. Stay hydrated with plenty of water and electrolytes so your cells stay conductive and capable. Recover well, stay consistent. Treat this like you're building a system, not chasing a shortcut. This is the foundation that allows everything else to work. The stack shifts your terrain. Your habits lock in the results. Look, I'm taking back my control. Most people have been taught to be passive, trust the white coat, don't ask questions, assume there are no alternatives. But the science is here, the tools are here, the research is clear. Longevity is not something you outsource, it's something you actively create. You can let the system manage your decline, or you can decide to take ownership of your biology, your metabolism, and your long-term health. 3 failures, 5 diseases, 4 core tools, 1 choice. Your lifespan and your health span are waiting. It's your job to claim them. All right, that wraps up today's video. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of the curve because most people never hear any of this, and even fewer take control of their own biology. Remember, your health span isn't an accident. It's a strategy. The fundamentals are your foundation. This stack is the accelerator, and you are the one in the driver's seat. If you want more breakdowns like this, more peptides, more longevity tools, more real conversations about what actually moves the needle, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. We have a lot more coming. Stay strong, stay sharp, and take ownership of your life. And before you go, if this helped you, inspired you, or opened your eyes to something new, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to see it, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement genuinely helps this message reach more people, and it means a lot. I'll see you in the next video.